It strikes me that this is a very complicated system overall. Folkestone Town Council, Shepway District Council, all each with a fair amount of councillors, and then you've got KCC on top. Do you think there is a good argument for having three different levels of local governance under the national governance that we have?
The way the parish councils work, I think it gives local electors, perhaps not so much in Folkestone, but certainly in Hythe, New Romney, Lydd, Hawkinge, it gives them a direct input into what happens in their street, in their little tiny patch. And I think this is very, very important. Shepway District Council is the overseeing council that covers the whole of the district, and it's very difficult at times for Shepway to actually pinpoint a single issue in one single street that is absolutely perfect for the parish council to deal with, and they can actually deal with that single issue. It's much like management in a big business where you have the junior managers, the middle managers, and then the senior managers, each dealing with a level of work that they can cover. The junior managers look after the little tiny stuff, which is equivalent to, say, the parish councils, and then you go up to the middle management, Shepway, and then further and further north until you get to the government.
But if you're talking about management within a company, that management is all happening within the same company. Isn't there an argument that the middle level here, people are always talking about getting rid of middle management in business, aren't they?
Absolutely.
But isn't there an argument that the middle management here of Shepway District Council could just be got rid of, and that middle level management taken over by Kent County Council?
I think the difficulty there is that Kent County Council is stretched. It's looking after a whole county, and there is every likelihood in the future that, for example, Shepway, Dover and Canterbury may have to work as a single unitary authority. For example, Dover and Folkestone are working closely together, working with Canterbury as well, and I think this is likely to expand.
Yeah, then they'll start working with Tunbridge and Sevenoaks and so on, and then it's all of Kent, isn't it?
Then it will become Kent County Council again. And but I think that the financial problems at the moment with each council, they're all fighting to save money, and I think that unitary authorities may not be exact way to go forward, but I think that it's happening almost without plan. It's happening by itself, as each council is trying to work as closely as possible with its neighbours, saving money.
So we're talking about different groups of people, different councils working together. In the press, you always read about where things go wrong. I'm sure you've got some positive stories of when things have gone right. Give us an example of one.
I think you're sitting in one of them, the Academy. Mm-hmm. The old school that was just the other side, the Channel High School, which was a few yards away from where we're sitting, was a very, very old building, something that was absolutely due for some refurbishment or a rebuild. And through work by various groups, including Kent County Council, and look at this wonderful building we have now. There are some parts of it which I strongly disagree with, because we were faithfully promised there would not be an access onto Lucy Avenue, for example, by the developers. OK,
Dick. Kent County Council, in a nutshell, how does it operate?
Well, Kent County Council is made up of 84 elected members, and those elections take place every 4 years. And it's 2 years after the local Shepway and parish elections here in Folkestone. Of the 84 members, the major political party will elect a leader of the Kent County Council. That leader then forms a cabinet from the elected members, and he normally takes on professional people and people who have been in business, their own business, and he runs a cabinet system very similar to what we have here in Shepway.
And also, by the sound of it, very similar to how government is run.
Absolutely.
With David Cameron's cabinet.
Government has the Prime Minister, we have an elected leader. The cabinet members have portfolios very similar to those of Shepway District Council. For example, there's the environmental officer, there's the finance officer, there's the social services member, and each of these has a deputy to assist them. So one of the strange things that we have is someone we call the whip. And no, it's not someone that runs rain with a large whip, and their job is to make sure that enough members turn up on committees. The actual members do their job properly, and ours is a very nice lady from Deal.
Now, the term whip, that's something that we associate with government in Westminster. You know, a whip from a political party, whipping up the members of the party, making sure they attend, they vote on the right issues and so on. In Westminster, there's a strong political motive to what they do. Is that the case here? If
needed, I'm sure that would happen. But in my 6 years on Kent County Council, I've never known it to happen. The whip, her job is to ensure that members turn up to the committees that they're supposed to be. And if someone actually calls in and says, I'm sorry, I'm on holiday that week, she makes sure that someone else takes that place.
Members from all parties?
Well, no, she looks after only the major political party.
Okay.
She's put in place by the largest political party, in place by the leader of that party. And so she's not elected.
Will she be a whip governing the councillors from just one party?
Yes.
Or all of the councillors?
No, only from the one party.
Only from one
Each party will have someone who will be doing the same job within their small group. Unfortunately, and I use the word very advisedly, the majority of Kent County Council is of one party, and the opposition is a very small opposition, and in many cases you will find that a larger opposition can actually make the large party work a little bit more carefully.